AIC President Mandla Galo is calling for radical economic transformation in the country. The president was speaking at the launch of the party manifesto in Noordgesig in the South of Johannebsurg. Newzroom Afrika's Tondani Takalani is there and joins us live now. Tondani, good to speak to you again. Just bring us up to speed with some of that radical calls by the AIC president.
That's right, Hugo. So AIC President Mandla Galo has concluded his manifesto launch here in Noordgesig in Soweto, where he outlined some of the party's plans ahead of the upcoming local government elections, which are, by the way, only a week away. But the president is standing right beside me. I want him to be the one to summarize some of the points that he made earlier on. Mr. Galo, thank you really so much for joining us. Your party has been emphatic in saying that you are not necessarily in a rush to be in government. So I want to start by asking you, what are your ambitions, as it pertains to the upcoming local government elections?
Our ambition as African Independent Congress, as I indicated in my speech, we want the people of South Africa employ us as their public servants, because we want to be the servants of the people. We don't want to be their masters, as it is the case now, where you will witness that when a ward councillor, for instance, there are job opportunities, the ward councillor will select their own people. With the African Independent Congress, we will call the people, because we know for a fact that the government is for the people. We are only there elected by the people to serve the needs of the people.
In the manifesto that you've just launched, one of the things that you mentioned, in great detail was job creation. But, I missed how you plan on doing this.
Job creation, as I indicated, more especially on your skills development. We indicated in our speech that we are going to conduct a baseline survey. You will recall that there were people who were working on the mines. Those people are having skills of connecting water pipes, for instance. There are people who were working on at your steel farms. Those people are having skills, like for instance, of welding. Those people can create their own jobs and create jobs for other people. So what we need to do when we are employed by the people of this country as councillors in those municipalities, we are going to ensure that these people with skills are being assisted. Their skills are being polished so that they can have, qualification in that regard, so that they can be able to register their businesses like your close corporations.
I suppose it would be amiss of me not to point out that some of these really nice things that you say are simply not in the scale of local government. So when you communicate this message with your followers and your supporters alike, or the electorate at large, isn't there an element of misleading somewhat there?
Not at all, because remember, I talked about the people in our communities. For instance, as a leader of the African Independent Congress, I'm living in my village, Kwalunda village, under Magaza administrative area. I'm not living in the suburbs. Therefore, I cannot mislead the people whom I'm living with, whom I'm living amongst them, because what they are experiencing in that particular village, I'm also experiencing. So I want to see a situation where the people in our communities are bettering their lives. They can do that only when they are capacitated, they are being given skills, because we don't want a situation where people will depend on social grants, where people will depend on food parcels. That is an insult to our people.
You know, your party has somewhat of an interesting history, obviously formed in 2005, you know, as a result of a demarcation dispute back in Matatiele in the Eastern Cape, where the government insisted on keeping that town in the Eastern Cape rather than incorporating it back into KwaZulu-Natal, right? Now, in 2016, which is, you know, about 11 years since your party was formed, you entered into a coalition with the ANC in Ekurhuleni, you know, under conditions such as that they attend to the initial, you know, your demand that Matatiele be incorporated into KwaZulu-Natal. I don't suppose they have, you know, held up their end of the bargain in this regard. So my question becomes, should the time come after the local government elections that the ANC approach you, are you willing to talk to them? Are you answering that call?
No, I don't think it would be wise to answer that question direct now. Remember, in my speech I indicated that we are going back to the Constitutional Court. So we are going to take the ANC government back to the Constitutional Court. And we are doing this now not for Matatiele only. As you heard, that I also consulted with the Mutse Demarcation Forum, Bahamu TB Demarcation Forum, and we agreed that we need to take this ANC government back to the Constitutional Court. Because what we are fighting for here, we are fighting for the will of the people, because this democracy, which is voted for by the people, it must benefit the people, not the leaders.
Except the reality, though, is that, you know, especially in the metros, Johannesburg and Tshwane to be specific, you know, the ANC may not necessarily reach the threshold, you know, of an outright majority, in which case, obviously, they are going to have to consult with parties such as yourselves. So I don't think detaching yourself from that conversation altogether, do you think that helps really?
No, what I'm saying to you is that it would be premature for now to talk about.
But this is a very likely outcome.
Yes, I agree with you. But it would be premature because we are going to the local government elections on the 1st of November. Let's cross the bridge when we reach it. But what I'm saying, as I indicated in my speech, we indicated that the coalition, you know, of your local government 2016, it has benefited a lot of people, more especially the people of Matatiele who are in these metros, like your Ekurhuleni metro, your South of Johannebsurg, and your Rustenburg there, and your Nelson Mandela for that matter. You will recall that our mayor, Councillor Buyeye, was once a mayor there in the Nelson Mandela metro. But I'm saying the coalition needs to be structured in a way that it will accommodate the views of all political parties that are in coalition, not this thing of the winner takes all. When the ANC is in the majority, then it will overlook the views of the Smulanyana parties. I'm saying if we enter into a coalition with any party in the near future, we will ensure that the coalition is working for all people equally. No majority, no minority, nothing. But we will be debating the issues that are affecting the people. That is what is important.
AIC President Mandla Galo, thank you for your time, really. You know, the AIC, the African Independent Congress, one of the political parties to watch very closely in the upcoming local government elections. They've proven in the past, especially in the 2016 elections, where they contested in 65 municipalities, tripling the number of seats across all these municipalities. You know, they managed to amass 55 in most of the councils. So, you know, and you know, as he mentioned earlier on, he was a kingmaker in the municipality or the metropolitan municipality of Ekurhuleni, where they entered into a coalition arrangement with the ANC. So definitely not ones to be counted out as yet. You know, it will be interesting to see how they perform in the upcoming local government election.
Tondani, Takalani, thank you so much for that.